All right, let's see those shoes, man. Because like, guys, look at these shoes, bro. They're tough. Can I hold it? Is that weird? Is that weird? I want to observe what we got going on here, man. What is this symbol that you have in the center here? Does it mean anything to you?
It's a wing. Fly.
Oh, fly,
Yeah,
fly. Of course,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Sheesh,
Yeah.
man. Where'd you get these? Here?
No, in Africa.
In Africa. Wow, man. Absolutely beautiful. I love the shoes, man. I love the shoes. Guys, we just had a fantastic show with my man Sunday over here. And now we are tuning into Tea Time, not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea. I am the man in the middle, Kevin Martinez, as always, joined by Mr. Sunday Olaniyi. I'm going to crack into this. Sunday, I know you say you don't drink them, and I think you're going to be the first person who doesn't drink them, and that's fine. That is fine,
No,
bro.
it's fine. I do take iced tea.
All right, well, that's green tea. That's green tea.
Okay.
If you like it, have you ever had one?
No.
Oh, here we go. This is kind of mind blowing. Okay,
This
a
first
first
time.
timer, and if you don't like it, I won't be offended.
Let's take a
Cheers, cheers.
Not bad.
For some reason, I just envisioned in my head you'd be like, psh, like, oh, this is awful. What is this? What is this?
It's not bad.
These are like my go-to drinks, man. I guess we could talk about like our cultural differences, because like I grew up, I was born in America. My mother is from El Salvador. Okay, so when you were speaking about the visa during the show, I could understand exactly how hard that could be. As a matter of fact, we had to do the same thing for my mom. We had to get her visa because she had a temporary, then it expired, and we had to get it all going again. And wow, what a process that is, man. But for me growing up, these Arizonas, these drinks, right? They have remained $1, right? $1. That's all of a can, $1 for I'm 26 now, and I think it wasn't until last year or 2 years ago that they raised the price by like a couple cents. Okay. So for as long as I've been on this planet, Arizona's just been one of those things for me that has caused a comfortability, and it was so simple. That's why I choose the Arizona, because it's so simple to me. It brings me back to simpler times where I would get out of practice and I get in Arizona. I go play some video games, whatever the case may be. You want a refreshment after work or whatever, you get in Arizona. And that's just what it was, man. So for me growing up, that's just like the culture in me. It doesn't make any sense, but it's the simplicity that I enjoy the most about Arizona iced tea.
Wow. And that reminds me of while I was growing up, one of my favorite stuff I love to drink, it's called a Zobo.
A Zobo, okay.
Yeah, it's actually in the plastic bag. It's not in the can like this.
Woo.
And that thing is so nice to the extent that every day we wanted to buy Zobo, and it's very cheap. It's very cheap to buy. And we have another one that is called Kono. Something like that. It's one of the drinks that people love to just buy and have. It can kind of be compared to the Arizona, iced tea.
What is would you mind describing like the taste of these drinks that you're describing here? Like how would you say they taste?
It tastes like Lipton.
Lipton. Okay. Gotcha. I like that. Have you ever heard of horchata?
No.
Horchata. Okay, so horchata, right? Salvador. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into some cultural things here. Salvador, horchata. Horchata's like a cinnamon-based, like, would you say it's like milk or something? Like a cinnamon-based milk. And it's very refreshing to me. We have someone in the background who's like, ew, no, that's not good at all. It all depends, man. But horchata, if you ever go into a Hispanic restaurant and you ask them for horchata, it's gonna taste like cinnamony milk. If that's something that you're interested in, I would definitely recommend trying it out.
Okay, the way you made mention of it it kind of look closer to what I call the kono. Is it white in color?
Sort of ish, yeah.
Yes,
yeah. Let's see if I can pull up a photo and see what we find. It more than likely it is what you're saying. It's just we obviously have two different words for it.
I think I have a taste of that too from my wife grandmother. She gave me something like that, something like a couple of weeks ago during the Christmas period. I think during the Christmas period, I tasted something related to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Oh, it's called horchata, like H. So that's how it looks.
Exactly.
Yeah? Okay, cool. All right, so you've had it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a Malta Goya? You know what Malta Goya is?
Yes.
Are you a fan?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
But I stopped taking it. I dropped it not quite long. I stopped taking it. The reason why I stopped taking it is when I first got to America, I was just like, this looks like Mortina. Don't mind the way we say it. That's the way we say it. We say Mortina. Some people want to like put some flavor. They'll say malt. So it's kind of closer to malt that we do drink in Africa. And I was like, let me taste this. And it tastes like malt in a way, but it's too sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's too sweet.
I think it tastes bitter.
I don't like too much of sweet stuff.
Okay.
So I was like, this is kind of things I shouldn't be putting in my system. Because, we Africans or some Africans believe that when you take too much of sweet stuff, it can affect your health. So we believe so much in taking something natural, organic, like the herbs, that's bitter, because that would do your body good.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I mean, that's so interesting. Like everyone has a different philosophy as to their bodies or lifestyle. Things that we all try. May I ask you, like, coming to America, what was one of the most unique things that you have come across as far as something that we would probably call traditional, but to you was just like, this is not normal at all. Were there anything that you came across or something that you maybe tasted for the first time and you were like, wow.
Yeah, is when somebody who is more like a kid to you just call you by your name, by your name.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like just mentioning your name, like, I was somewhere and this little boy said, "Hi, Sunday." And I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Because we see that as being disrespectful in a way. Whenever you want to call somebody who is older than you, we respect both the young and old. If somebody is younger than you, they deserve respect. If somebody is older than you, they deserve respect. But there's always hierarchy, how we respect each other. So if I'm 1 year older than you, I deserve the respect. You have to probably say, okay, Egbon, or Boda Sunday. You have to put that there. But that is rather than just saying Sunday.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I can't see my mom and just call my mom by name, or see my dad and call my dad by name, or somebody who is old enough to be my dad, old enough to be my grandpa, and just call them by name. So that was like, I was surprised. I was like, okay, when you get to Rome, you behave like a Roman.
Wow. When you get to Rome, that's funny. I like that. No, you had mentioned, so what's that? It's a term of endearment, so to speak, before you say their name. It's like a respect thing in your culture.
Yes. And another thing I also find very interesting is this, American believe so much in eye contact when having a conversation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Yeah. No, I'm a big eye contact guy. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, and don't forget that ever since I've been talking to you, I've been having that eye contact with you.
Yeah. No, we've been locked in. We've been locked in.
Even before I had my visa, I know that they believe so much in eye contact. I was prepared for that. I was at the embassy talking to the consular there. I was just looking at his face. Even when he's not looking at me, I was staring at his face. Like this.
I do that in interviews too. Yeah.
Yeah. And in African culture, especially the Yoruba culture, which I belong to, we don't usually look at people who are older than us, and elder people, look into their face. We don't look into their face like that when you're having a conversation. It's a sign of respect. If you are looking at them too much, you are not respecting them. Wow. In a way. They might not take offensive of it, but at the same time, they are more like you are bold enough. It's not that they don't love you; they love you, but at the same time, you try to bring your eyes down, not look at them straight in the eyes. When you're having the conversation with them, it shows a sign of humility and respect.
Wow, that is very interesting.
Yes. So when I got to America, I realized that if you don't look into people's face, they probably read that you're probably lying or so on and so forth like that. So I'm like, okay, now I'm here. I have to behave like an American. So when I'm having a conversation, I try to maintain that eye contact. And it's very important. I understand that because even the Yoruba culture, don't forget, Yoruba culture is very unique. Yoruba culture says, Ojulorowa, that if you're having a conversation, it's through the eyes.
Okay.
Yes, but in another version, it also means it's also a way when you are talking to somebody who is older than you, don't look into their face. You're giving them respect. So when they say Ojulorowa, it's probably when you are talking to your mate or somebody of your age or your friends, let's talk, let's have a conversation. When you are talking to someone and they are not looking at you, they're probably being distracted. So you might feel bad that they are not even paying attention to you. So I understand the fact that eye contact is also important too. Don't forget, we just have to balance it, and it's anything we're going to be doing. It happens at a particular time and period, and depending on what is happening. So if I'm talking to somebody who's older than me in my culture, I don't look into their face straight like that. If I'm talking to a friend, I'll have to look into the face like, let's talk.
Wow, that is interesting. I never thought that'd be a thing because
and the reason why they say you shouldn't look into an elder face or into their eyes when you're talking is that they want you to pay attention. So when an elderly person is having a conversation or they are saying something to you, you listen. So you keep quiet and listen. So I think when you don't look into their face, you'll be able to absorb whatsoever they are saying. So they want you to pay attention.
2 ears, 1 mouth. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Definitely wanting to listen when you're in a conversation. That's something that I had to kind of develop as a podcaster. Because when I first started this, I would interrupt people. I wouldn't be listening, so to speak. So I understand now how powerful listening is, and everyone has ways that they learn. And when I did like tests to see how I found out how I learned, number one was by doing. I'm a doer. I need to do it in order for me to understand it. But second was listening. So, you could be here in the room, but are you really listening? That's one of those skills that people have to learn and understand, because to actually be conversating and listening are two different things. Like you don't always have to bring a rebuttal to someone. You could just take it in and then assess what they were saying. But that whole eye contact thing, I think that's absolutely unique, because as an American, I guess you could say, I pride myself for interviews, like job interviews. I'm locked in, bro. I'm like if the interviewer looks away from me, I feel like I'm winning.
Yeah.
Seriously, I feel like I'm winning.
That's exactly what happened to me at the embassy too.
If they start looking away, I'm like, yeah, you can't handle the heat. Get out the kitchen. I do that even in like, you ever like get in a car and you see someone in your mirror and now you both are looking at each other, and I'm just locked in. Me personally, I'm like, oh, we're staring. We're gonna just keep looking. All right. If you break contact first, then I feel like I'm stronger. It's so silly, but it's the truth. It's just like, it's one of those things like, yeah, I thought you turned away first. Yeah. How about any foods? Any foods that were just like extremely great when you got here? That you kind of fell in love with since you've been here?
Oh, well, I'm a kind of person that I also love to explore.
Okay.
And I'm not afraid to try new things.
Mm-hmm.
The food, I don't really see, but I think I love the Alfredo pasta.
Okay.
Or pasta Alfredo.
Yeah.
And I realized that it's one of the most common food here in America. And it reminds me of this song. I don't know if I'm going to sing it right. It says pasta, pasta, pasta every day or everywhere. I don't know. I just say pasta everywhere.
You guys know the song? I don't think I know that song.
The nursery rhyme.
That's pretty funny, man. Pasta, chicken Alfredo. Yeah, that's a good dish, man. That's a really good dish. I would love to. Have you ran into any like stores in this area that might bring you back home, or just have like a touch of home within this area, or no?
No, not here in Scranton, but in New York. New York, has a kind of a very wide, diversified culture, and people from all walks of life, from different angles, from Africa. There's a lot of African restaurants in New York,
Nice.
And I think I've tried a couple of my food there, and make me feel home away from home. And most of the store actually sell the ingredients, to prepare the African food.
Mm-hmm.
So I do get most of these things here. So whatsoever I needed in Africa, I can actually get it here too, in terms of food, and I can make it happen. Even if I can't get it here, I can still have my people, send it to me.
Yeah.
But most of the stores sell most of the African food. So I don't really miss the food like that.
I got you. May I ask where you where was the first place you visited when you came to America? Where did you fly into? How'd you get here? Did you fly? Did you cross the border by vehicle? Did you go on a boat? How'd you get here?
Well, I entered America legally.
Yeah, I know that.
Not illegal.
I know. I'm aware.
I didn't come by road. I'm a legal immigrant here in America. As a matter of fact, I've been here for like a couple of years now. I think actually this month make it my 2 years here in America.
Wow.
And don't forget, I love to fly. So I flew in here because I was able to possess my wing. And before you fly, I told you, you have to gain some speed. When you gain the speed, I gain the speed on my feet. Even an aircraft have to take some movement, some speed before flying, So I flew here and I landed at JFK International Airport, New York.
Wow. Was there any, I've heard of culture shock just from individuals who have left America and gone overseas. Did you experience anything of the sort? Which culture shock is just like, whoa. It's like, were you overwhelmed when you stepped off the plane and got into the airport? Or were you just as excited as you were when you left home?
Well, I feel excited, but at the same time, don't forget, what I want to say is this. Coming to America, the world is now a global village. I've been hearing a lot of things, reading about America, seeing a lot of things on social media, the news and so on like that. So most of the things when I go here, it doesn't look strange to me. So I feel like I'm not a stranger here, And don't forget what I said earlier in our previous conversations, that wherever you are, don't get intimidated. Don't let anybody make you feel inferior. So I feel like I'm in already. And we shouldn't forget that every one of us, we are all immigrants. Either you're an American or, Africans, anyway, we are all immigrants on this planet Earth.
Just bringing us all together here, man. Sunday, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here on the Middleman Podcast, here for tea time. We're already at the 17-minute marker, so we're just going to wind this down. Let's have one more cheers. I appreciate you so much for coming to the show, man. You are one hell of a light, man. I really enjoyed it.
This is great.
Hey, if I made you an Arizona iced tea drinker, I'm going to be super proud of that, and that's why you guys got to sponsor me. So with that being said, I am the man in the middle, Kevin Martinez. Thank you for watching Tea Time, not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona iced tea. Sunday, the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you very much, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.